We're here with Joanna and Mai, and you did the film Feel. So let's talk a little bit about that. So, Mai, what made you come up with the concept for the movie?
So originally, there was a film festival of my school, and my school encouraged us to create films for that festival. And I wanted to come up with an idea that was somewhat personal and to bring some artistic view into it and kind of experiment how to play cinema in a cinematic way in that. So I kind of created a film about the gap between reality and your past and your mind, and to create that illusion, because that's something we all like deal with every day.
And so you wrote, directed, and starred. How do you do everything?
It was challenging, but thankfully Joanna helped me a lot. So I have some experience in film and production, because in the army I did stuff similar to this. So I kind of had an idea on how to film. Most of the film, I just put the camera on my tripod and maybe asked a friend to like help out. If you only saw me in the shot, then I had a friend filming me, and if you saw multiple people in a shot, then we just put the camera on a tripod, and that's pretty much it. And I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to act. I basically didn't act. I just tried to act myself, which was in a way challenging because we kind of have a mask sometimes and we're not fully ourselves sometimes. And I wanted to show fully myself, but it was interesting. So yeah, I just try to act as natural as possible.
And Joanna, how did you come aboard?
I came aboard when Mai was in the editing process, and I was so impressed. As we said, she directed, starred, DP'd, like edited herself. It was crazy. So it was amazing to meet her. And I helped. We got all the footage on my hard drive, and then we kept going back and forth with different sequences, and we finally came together with the final product.
So are you in school for acting, Mai?
Yes, I go to Lee Strasberg.
And how did you guys meet then?
So we have a mutual friend named Harsh, and I told him that I need help with the editing, and he told me he knows Joanna. So
that's great. Awesome. And so why acting?
So acting is something I've just been doing since I was born. Like ever since I was a little kid, I would always put up shows and write scripts for my family, and then I just kept going with it. And ever since I was maybe like 12, I realized that's what I want to do, and I just kept on going, and I kept on performing, and it never changed since.
And so so you wrote this, and it's basically based on yourself. So how was it writing yourself into a film?
I feel like it was very simple to kind of pick personal experiences. The film is not fully my actual experiences, but it's kind of like the general concept of stuff I've been through. And yeah, I just wanted to just take different points of my past and kind of like show the path of like how it affects me nowadays and how I'm handling this.
And so, Joanna, how was the editing process for you?
It was so just like quick, and it was very much like, we got this, we're gonna get this done now, and it was just very smooth. The only thing, it was just like getting all the footage over back and forth, but we worked really well together, and it was really interesting to see so many actors do film, and like because it's like usually there's a crew and then there's like actors, but it was so cool to see all these actors coming together to make a film, and seeing how and there's actors in the film as well, which is very cool. And it's just like a whole big network of people, and the editing was great, and I loved playing with the sequences. They got amazing footage, and yeah, it was just a very cool experience.
And we did that under 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of footage that was cut out?
Really, I think not. We
we used a lot of it.
Specific shots list, and I just manifested and just made everything happen, just exactly shot by shot, pretty much.
Are you working on anything new, writing anything new?
I have a few ideas. Right now I'm trying to work as much as possible to just meet people on sets so I can, in the future, create more projects with more people together and co-write together. I know me and Joanna are gonna probably write something together, and I'm gonna help her with her film. Yeah, I have a few projects. I have a project coming up that also helps with the portrait photos, with the movie poster with that I initiated with a guy from my school, and we have a whole crew, and it's gonna be in SAG, so it's really exciting.
How was so did you screen this at your school in front of people at a film festival?
Yeah, I got into the school film festival.
How was the reaction? Did you watch, like the first time I ever did it, I kept watching the crowd. I couldn't watch the film.
Oh, it was actually online.
Oh.
I couldn't but
So you haven't had the experience yet in the theater of people watching it?
So what actually some of our friends, a lot of our friends' films didn't make it to the festival. So one decided to create our own mini film festival in our homes. So we all put our films together. So that's kind of like that experience that I got. And I got a lot of nice comments. So that was fun.
Have you submitted to any other film festivals yet, or?
So far, just another one. And I want to raise more funds to submit to more.
Great. There's one, they're not really doing a student one yet, but Dances with Films, which I was out in LA with my students, they just opened a New York one. I asked them, I said, are you going to do student ones? They're like, well, it's a real quick one, so not yet, but you could submit to it. And you have to pay this time, though. The other student one you have to pay, but it's a little bit of money, but then you say it's a student film. Maybe they'll accept it, and that's in Times Square.
Oh, great. What's the name of it again?
Dances with Films.
Dances with Films.
Dances with Films. Yeah, it's amazing in LA. If you go to LA one, it's incredible. Okay. But there's also Joanna, the one we went to the other last year or 2 years ago. How many years ago was that? The one in
I know time goes by so quick.
3 years ago.
I think 2. Yes.
2 years ago. So that's coming up too. We got to film into that. So
amazing.
I think that's just high school though. Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that was a good one. So there's a lot of them out there. If you look, you could look up like college film, student films, and some of them are free. So.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So Joanna, while we got you here, why don't we talk about your documentary? Why'd you come up with that?
Oh, sure. So Garage Sale Ladies has been a work in progress for a long time. My mom and her best friend just love going to garage sales together, and my Uncle Pat was saying a long time ago, oh, you should film them. This would be great. and then I did, and I decided for my second year film that I would make a documentary, and I took the documentary class at school and just learned everything I could about making a documentary, and that's what I got.
Is it hard to do a documentary? Harder to do that than a regular story film?
It's definitely harder in the editing because you can take any direction you want with it, and you can really tell a totally different story. And even with the same footage, it's a lot of playing around with the footage, and it's a lot of, well, for me, it was a lot of back and forth. I basically lived on the NJ Transit for like a good month and a half, coming back and forth home. But yeah, we just went to like so many garage sales in the span of like a day. We would go to like 30. I think that was like our biggest number. And I would be like holding the camera like, hi, I'm making a student film. Is it okay if I just film them, not your house? And like some people were really fun about it. They had fun about it. Some people wanted to be in it, and then other people were like, get off my property with that camera. So a lot of different reactions, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Maya, would you do a documentary on your acting or trying to like acting in New York or something, or are you interested in documentary?
Well, Joanna can help me out. Definitely there's a lot to tell about the whole experience, especially being international. I moved here from Israel by myself. I'm 23 now, and it's a whole experience just to try to build yourself up like a whole new life and a new culture, but also create a career and manage to stay. I mean, for us internationals to stay is a whole process. We want to get a longer visa, and there's a lot to do. So the work is even harder, but better, and it's just I'm full of like ambitious here.
Is it tougher now because of the writer's strike and the SAG strike?
So there are a lot of micro budget and a little bit above micro budget productions going, and so far till I'm done with school, do smaller productions. But I'm guessing a lot of actors are going now for theater.
Yeah, I just saw The Shark is Broken the other night, so that was amazing. So theater is on the rise again, I guess. A lot of black box and things like that. So anything else that you would like to add about your film?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right, great. Well, thanks for joining me today.